Hello chat and welcome to Roomba. The Roomba. Okay, there's the game. There's today's game. I like me. How big are these dimensions? I need to know. Oh, whatever. Anyway, hello! Hello!
Also mean, hello!
Hello!
Hello.
We're here.
Good morning. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are.
Yes, good night could also work. I don't know, maybe if you're in Asia. Yeah, probably if you're in Asia.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, fellow members of the Kingdom Animalia.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. Welcome to the Roomba Pod. Post 24-hour stream edition.
Why?
Bitch, get some sleep.
Why did you
that
do this?
later?
Because...
No, we're starting with that. Jimmy,
Alright.
why?
Good question. Next one? Honestly, I don't know. It's like, you know what? Fuck it all. 24-hour stream. Go.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck we all. And here we are.
Here we are.
25-hour stream later. It wasn't even a 24-hour stream. It went for an extra hour.
You liar, you went for 25.
I didn't technically go for 25 on purpose. It's just kind of how the endurance race went. Because, again, thank fuck Gran Turismo. I have Gran Turismo.
Get
I already
sleep.
I already slept.
Insert GIF from Age of Ultron of Iron Man punching Hulk in the face repeatedly, saying, "Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep."
Yeah. We've been playing with my soundboard.
I see.
And browsing images of Ryu.
Yes, because
Yeah.
get what day's today?
Goomy Day.
Goomy Community Day. I got a shiny Goomy.
Yo.
Ellie.
Like we went to vote today for the European Parliament. We can talk about that later, I guess, a little bit later. And
Goomy Day.
and then I
It's
see
Goomy.
my sister playing Pokemon. I'm like, why is she playing? I mean, I guess she's just playing. And then I see, oh, there's a lot of Goomies on the screen. I guess it's Community Day.
Hehehehe.
And so I yes, I just started. I was like, I'm just going to encounter as many Goomies as I can. I'm gonna try and get a shiny one. And yeah, baby, I got one.
Why is there a toilet asset?
What?
So I'm on Clip Studios to buy more brushes because I have an addiction of buying brushes and assets and then never using them. And one of them is just a toilet. It's not even like a 3D model of a toilet that you can trace and change. It's like a picture of a toilet.
Completely understandable.
With the seat up. With the seat up, bitch.
That's funny. That's very funny.
Y'all can't put the seat down too? Anyway. So yeah.
But yeah, today was
what's
Goomy Community Day, and I jokingly said it's Ryu Day. Because
Ryu Day.
And I got a shiny Goomy. It took me way less time that it's taken me to get one in Scotland and Violet. Forgot you had that on your soundboard.
Apparently that's his angry version. This is just the regular reverb.
He'll be here with our spirit.
POV. POV, you were dumb enough to fight the humans.
POV, you're something colored red.
Anyway.
Moving on.
What are some books?
Jimmy mentioned Europe election.
Yeah, we had it was for the European. Hold on, let me make sure. I assume maybe it's not everyone, but yeah, we had to for the European Parliament of 2024. We went and did our vote a couple hours ago at like 2 p.m. Did you, Bull? Did you have to go today too, or was it just Spain?
No, I had to go earlier.
But like today or like earlier this week?
I think it was 3 days ago.
Why would it? Okay, EU, make your goddamn mind. If you're doing voting for something, do it all in one day.
Yeah,
I
have
think
to
it's
mine on
because of the
day.
different, like, I think it's just because they're different countries. It just makes it easier to schedule them.
I guess.
Probably it's probably what I'd assume it is they tell all the countries, all right, we need you to have it done between these times. Work it out yourselves.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Because presumably the actual election stuff is mostly done with all the infrastructure they have set up for their own elections. And I wouldn't be surprised, though you probably have the actual knowledge of this one, if they maybe at the same time had like a piece of paper that's some like local stuff. It's like, hey, you're at the polls anyway.
It was since you Americans, I don't think there's something like that in America. It's basically like, who are you sending to the EU?
No, the closest
the Senate.
thing, the closest thing the U.S. has is that we
The
have
Senate and the House of Representatives.
we've got the federal government who the state sends to. We have the state officials, and then we have our local officials. So if we like do the size comparison or something, the local officials still the local officials. State officials would be like the national officials, and then the federal government would be like the EU officials.
Mm-hmm.
Each state, think of each state as our country, right? And so the people we vote for the Senate and
People used to
House of
think of the United
Representatives.
States.
Yeah. Each state is like their own different country, and they have to vote 2 people for the Senate, and then supposedly for the House of Representatives, they'd be enough people to represent their population, although some of them haven't changed for scale. So they would
Well,
theoretically
the-
have
the-
more
the-
representatives and less.
No, it's the way it's distributed is this. It was still more or less by the way the Constitution originally done. The Senate, the upper chamber, every single state has 2 representatives. They're all equal then. The House of Representatives is the lower chamber is meant to be roughly proportional to population.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with it is, so every state is guaranteed at least 1 representative in the House, which means some of the really small states have a slightly inflated relative representation, but that's fine because minimum 1. The issue is that the number of seats in the House of Representatives hasn't changed in nearly a century functionally. It got a couple more added when Alaska and Hawaii joined, but other than that, it basically hasn't changed since the beginning of the 20th century.
Mm-hmm.
Which means some of the larger states have seriously fallen behind on the number of representatives they're supposed to have. So I think the current numbers like California is short over 20.
We have a big population.
Yeah, California's huge. Which then has the knock-on effect of the way the votes for president are distributed is they're distributed by state due to the way the federal system is designed. And it's distributed as every state has votes equal to their total number of representatives in Congress. So minimum 3. However, if you have more members of the House, you always get more votes. Which then means California is functionally underrepresented massively, and Wyoming's massively overrepresented. Also, that means that if you live in one of the overseas territories, fuck you, you don't get to vote for president.
What?
Yeah.
Territories don't really get to vote.
Yeah, no, by U.S. law, the U.S. territories are the only place in the universe where you cannot vote for president if you're a U.S. citizen.
That doesn't make much sense at all.
Does anything
Well,
here?
It's an artifact of how the system was designed, and the people with the ability to update it don't care. As evidenced by the fact the only territory that isn't like that is Washington, D.C., which has a specific constitutional amendment to say, oh yeah, it gets the same amount of votes as the smallest state.
Also, fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this, my European boobies, but people have been fighting for Washington, D.C. to be made a state, or its own little state. Think of like the Vatican, its own little country.
Yeah, like San Marino or Monaco.
Liechtenstein.
True, Liechtenstein.
No, far more like the Vatican.
Yeah, like it's far more like the
without all
Vatican
the papal
because
weirdness.
yeah, like the capital is its own thing.
Because the thing with it, to tangent off to this, is because I've watched some things on it, is there's some complication with doing that. Because the way Constitution's written is Washington, D.C. was set up to be the constitutionally mandated federal district where all the important government buildings like the Senate and the House and the White House are all in. So that the Congress isn't in any of the states. However, due to the fact this wasn't really a problem when it was set up because it was set up in the middle of a swamp in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, literally in the middle. But as it's now become a fairly large city with a population of 671,000, which is larger than the state of Wyoming.
Oh my god. Oh my god, what? Oh my god, that's fucking... Oh my god.
Because Wyoming doesn't exist.
Oh my god, Meep. It's so funny that you mentioned Wyoming. My parents were talking about it this morning. I don't know why. Oh, after lunch, my mom was talking about like because she watches a lot of like crime series, like actual crime series, and she's like, there's a couple of
Serial
like on
killers?
YouTube, no, like a couple of like states that don't suffer a lot of crimes, and she's talking about like, oh, for example, Oregon, like I barely see if any at all. And it has like Washington and California right next to them.
It's because nobody lives in fucking Oregon.
Same with fucking Wyoming.
Well, because Wyoming's not real.
And like, I think my dad says like, I looked it up some time ago, and there's like at minimum 29 cities with more population than the entire Wyoming.
Oh yeah, no, at one point here in California we had about 3-4 serial killers running at one point. We had
Ted Bundy at one point.
Ramirez running around. Ted Bundy was not California, he was Florida.
I thought he was. He went to California at one point.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the list.
Anyway, back to Washington, D.C. The issue with Washington, D.C., though, with making a state so all those people actually have proper representation in, like, Congress and stuff, is twofold. So you could do it, but you basically need to carve out of its territory the federal district, which is, like, just the land of, like, the Congress building, the White House, and all those important whatevers. However, you then have to amend the Constitution so the federal district no longer has votes for president. Because, that would institute a slight problem.
Which is?
There'd only be one residence in the federal district. Which would be the White House.
Huh?
Which would mean that if you made DC a state but didn't unamend that part out of the Constitution, the president and his family would have the same voting power for president as Wyoming.
Bruh.
That's pretty funny though.
It is.
Which would be funny, but yeah.
We all know
But no.
where those votes would go, and that's a big no-no.
Yeah. So, yeah, that would be very dumb. So that would need to be like amended out.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's doable technically. But then again, the U.S. Constitution is so freaking monolithic. It's like basically never amended.
Yeah.
What do you
Also,
mean by
I
monolithic?
found monolithic
Like,
just
unchanging.
anyway, I found it the serial killer list. So in Oregon, the most famous serial killer they have is Randall Woodfield, who was known as the I to 5 killer. He has a total of 175 victims, but the most known is about 18 to 44. Whereas Wyoming has Rodney Alcala, aka the dating game killer. who has about 32 victims, but most known is about 8 to 130.
Wait, what?
Most people know Rodney Alcala more than they know the one from Oregon.
Yep.
That is how Nothing State, Oregon kind of is.
Alright. So, for context on just how unchanging the US Constitution is. So, for a comparison, the French Constitution, current French Constitution, of the Fifth Republic, was implemented under Charles de Gaulle, so just after World War II. It has 25 amendments. The American Constitution, written in the 1770s, has 27 amendments. Alright, so nearly the exact same number. And I like of the US 27 amendments, 10 of them are the Bill of Rights, which was done right at the start as part of getting it passed. So functionally it has 17. And then of those 17, 2 of them are prohibition and getting rid of prohibition.
Which is basically a nothing burger.
Yeah,
Kind of.
that
Prohibition was,
we put it in an
getting rid
amendment,
of
then we took it back out. So functionally, 15 amendments in 200 years, compared to the 25 of the French Constitution in...
Which, would be impressive if they were actually doing things correctly.
Yeah, and then I looked it up, the Spanish Constitution has had 3, but the current Spanish Constitution
It's from
is
1975.
Only, yeah, from the 1970s.
My parents were alive.
So we're
My
mine.
parents are older. My parents are older than the Spanish Constitution. Oh my god.
Yeah,
The Irish Constitution has 32 amendments and is from 1937.
Interesting.
And it's not like the U.S. hasn't had like good amendments that it's like debated and putting on the Constitution. One of the ones that was debated and failed was an amendment to specifically say, "Yo, under the law, men and women should be treated equally."
Because of course it was.
That one failed. And the
Sadly,
reason it failed
because
is because someone went and fearmongered over court and like child custody under divorces. That was
What
like
a
one of the big
very
things that caused it
petty,
to fail.
specific thing to mull it over.
That is what they will do. Dude,
This-
Kappa
this-
Kaiju was talking about DMCA stuff on Twitch like a couple years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he mentioned how RIA had a part of the law for copyright passed underneath a bill that was meant to be used for energy purposes.
Bruh.
Yeah, shit gets slid underneath
And it
on the-
passed.
all the time.
And it passed. Nobody read it.
Yeah, because no one knows. Yeah, that happens a lot. Cringe.
Very cringe.
Anyway.
As I've said before, when people have said, whenever I've talked politics and been like intelligent stuff or whatever, people are like, what? You'd make a great politician. No, I wouldn't. I'm far too honest to be a good politician. Anyway, on the topic of politics, though, we have the conclusion of that YouTuber who was running for Congress.
How'd that go?
So he was running. So recap. This was a YouTuber in Texas who was very upset with what his congressman had been voting, so he decided to run against him, and this came to my attention after they got enough votes that the incumbent didn't outright win the first round of the Republican primary, so they had to go to runoffs. And a runoff between just the YouTuber running for Congress and the incumbent. And unfortunately, the YouTuber lost the primary to the incumbent.
Sad.
Barely.
Damn.
Barely. I watched their video talking about it, and I have like the stats they mentioned and pulled up on it. So
They should do it again.
So the incumbent politician, who's the establishment Republican politician, spent $10 million on a primary election with direct support from the GOP establishment, including apparently the Speaker of the House showing up at a rally. Like, boy, don't you have more important things to do? Except, you know, he doesn't. He has to fill his time somehow when he's not having Congress do anything. So that's the level of support. And then he also mentioned, like, the amount of just bad-mouthing they on Twitter. He showed, like, scrolling really quickly, like, pages upon page of this guy and his campaign getting community noted for bad-mouthing the YouTuber. Basically calling him all sorts of stuff and saying nonsense or whatever. So on and so forth. Meanwhile, the YouTuber and his campaign only had funds like $1 million, so he was outspent 10-1. Okay, as a complete political outsider. All right,
complete political outsider, someone with little to no experience, but he does have that budgeting down. So you know he's already got 3 points over the original guy.
Yeah, just ignore that he's got 1/10 of the budget. Okay. I'm gonna put the final count that he showed in the chat.
Okay.
That was the final vote tally in the chat. 15,023 to 14,615.
The fact that
He should've won.
he didn't win by that little amount shows how sad it is.
To quote him, he said, "I'd say it was 51 to 49, but it was closer than that. It was 50.69 to 49.31.
Bruh.
It was less than 400 votes. Or no, it was about 400 votes difference. All right.
Is it not 500?
Yeah, actually, that is close
Something
to
like
500. No, it is about 400 because it's 600. It's slightly more than 400 votes. It's like
No, it's
400 and
500 and something, right? Or right,
No.
the third party.
no,
No.
because
It's primary.
this is the primary election between two candidates.
We have calculators. What the fuck are we doing?
Just
14, 615, 408.
Yeah.
Dang.
408 votes was the difference. And like he said, yeah, he's gonna ask for a recount just to be sure, but he's not. But he even says he's pretty sure it's not gonna change anything. And he doesn't really care. He's more just happy that he's happy that he made the establishment shit themselves over this.
As they should,
fuck
to be
the
honest.
system.
Fuck the establishment politicians.
I think it would have been even funnier if he won, though.
If he won, it would have been even funnier and better. But like,
Yeah, I could tell from the tone of your voice he didn't win.
Still like firmly Team Red politician, but at the same time, he's not the establishment. So he basically, anytime the establishment tried to do something fucking stupid and like support Donald Trump like a cult, he'd basically probably tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like he'd be one of the people who, when they killed the bipartisan border deal because Trump said so, he'd be one of the people telling them, "Yo, we got elected to solve this problem. Why aren't we solving the fucking problem?"
Yeah.
Probably.
If you
but
vote
at the
with
same
me, I will
time-
get you marginally more popular. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah. It's like even as someone who is firmly anti-Team Red, and doesn't agree with a lot of his policies, at the same time, he's not the political establishment, so therefore he's automatically based.
Yeah.
Politics. It all goes down to cringe versus based.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, moving on.
I saw. Hold on. Really quick. Can I shift to Pride Month real quick?
Yeah, we got a few Pride Month topics on here.
Happy Pride Month.
We'll eventually figure out the other sins.
So going into Team Red and how they're trying to shut down many liberties. I think one of my favorite Tumblr posts is this one person who said, "Listen, I was talking to this, I was listening to this one people, and then they saw one guy who's dressed very fruity." Right?
Oh, I've heard this one.
Yeah, very fruity. Yes, it's my favorite. They saw a guy who was dressed very fruity, and then this guy made a comment on it.
Yeah, it was
and
at like
his
a
friend-
tractor pull or something.
something like that. And then this other guy is just like, "What the fuck do you think freedom?"
Yeah.
He's just like, "What the fuck do you think freedom means, Earl?" And
Yeah.
honestly, I think people need to hear that more often.
It was they were like at some
Freedom,
tractor
freedom.
pull, like full on redneck America, and someone's dressed like super colorful, fruity, whatever. And someone like behind them says, "Who does this guy think he is, showing up dressed like that?" To which the person behind him says, "What the fuck do you think freedom means, Earl?"
I believe Tumblr started making shirts out of it,
What the
which
fuck do you
I want
think
one
freedom
so bad.
means, Earl?
What the fuck do you think freedom means, Earl?
Yeah, that's like the picture of the guy wearing the shirt that says, "Gay sex prevents abortions. Suck cock for Jesus."
Hell yeah.
What?
Do it, pussy.
No thanks,
but
I
yeah,
think I'll pass.
it is the Pride Month. It's time for all the companies to have an excuse to sell rainbow-colored microtransactions.
And for our projects to have...
On top of it being Pride Month, it is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. How are y'all doing?
Wait, that's a thing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's a thing.
There's lots of things.
Okay.
June is a lot of things. It's also something Immigrant Families Month.
Anniversary of D-Day, 80th anniversary of that.
Ronald Reagan died in June, so that Pride Month.
Yo, best part of June. Honestly though, as much as fuck Ronald Reagan, honestly would prefer him over Trump.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah.
At least he
men's-
wouldn't be bending over, kissing his own ass to appease Putin.
Anyways, but yeah, I saw this like one Instagram reel that said it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and a bunch of the comments are like, yeah, why don't we talk about this more than Pride? And then somebody in the comments is just like, you realize there are men who are gay who have shit mental health as well, right?
Whoops!
Yeah.
They get so one-track mind over doing anything anti-Pride. They don't celebrate anything that they claim to celebrate, and it's kind of sad.
It's like the post from several years ago from some Team Red politician like, oh, why does Pride get the gays get their own month, but there isn't one for our troops? To which everyone's
It's
replying,
May.
there is.
It's
You
in
do
May.
nothing.
bitch.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I know this? Don't ask
Because
me.
we've talked about it before.
What?
We've talked
Because
about it before.
Oh.
About this before. Didn't bring it up.
Which makes you automatically much more educated than half
Than most
the
of our
population.
politicians.
That is
Anyways,
very sad.
Meat brought
the
up a
other thing.
meme idea.
Hold on, before we get to
Right.
that, the other thing is on the topic I mentioned before, the kind of like where I said it's the excuse of all the corporations to sell their rainbow-themed microtransactions. There have been like 3 people I've seen this month who were like complaining about Pride Month, and then I bring up that's literally the only reason the corporations are rainbow coloring, and they're like, oh, all right, that's fine then. Like as soon as there is the corporations, like, oh, they're not actually woke, they just see it as a way to make more money. Like, oh, okay.
Cringe. Sorry. What were we?
Yeah, it's kind of cringe, but at the same time, it gets them to shut up and stop being homophobic. So
Yeah, they're just, groveling.
I'll never understand.
Anyway, yes.
I don't understand people. Just let people do whatever the
Just let
fuck they want.
vibe.
Let
what
them
the fuck do you think
exist.
freedom means, Earl?
exactly, it's the problem. A lot of the problem is in the U.S. The First Amendment, freedom of religion, for a long time has basically been you have your choice of your
Of
flavor
Jesus.
of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that one!
What?
What?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, not-
Basically, you have your
Oh.
choice of your flavor of Jesus. Just please choose mine.
It's not that. Mm-hmm.
Just don't choose Catholic. Because for a long time, there was a lot of anti-Catholic in the U.S. Anyway. But yeah, as like a meme, there's like the meme of like the sad cat looking up at the person holding the cat, where it's like the what about the other 6 deadly sins? Why do they get a month? So, in one of the other servers, I had a poll. I actually had 2 polls, which was, given it is Pride Month, what do we think of the other deadly sins getting their own month? To which I had 3 options. They deserve it, it's only fair. Maybe some of them. Others is probably a bad idea, and no, they don't. To which we got 4 votes for, yeah, they deserve it, it's only fair, and 3 for maybe some of them, others probably a bad idea. So, to which I followed up with, which of the other 6 deadly sins do we think deserve their own month to bash Pride? We got 2 votes for lust, 3 for gluttony, 2 for greed, 4 for sloth, 4 for wrath, and 1 for envy.
Ah, yes,
November
wrath.
is definitely gluttony month.
So now we have the meme of we have to go to the calendar and decide which month goes to which
Which sin?
yeah to which of the deadly sins.
November's greed.
No, November's gluttony.
No, it's greed.
November's because they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. We do.
No,
yeah,
but that's
no, the thing is,
true.
Black Friday.
But harvest festivals tend to be. There's a whole bunch of like harvest festival style celebrations. I'm pretty sure that tend to be in November-ish, which is
Not
really
that
what.
I can really remember.
I would have said either greed or gluttony is in December because of Christmas.
I would have said gluttony in December.
So
Because greed in November makes sense. It's like, oh, everyone's buying shit. Everyone's being greedy because they're gonna give things in December. But December is like everyone's celebrating like the family festivities. They're all having like big lunches and, you know, these fancy meals for like 3 really close together days.
And also New Year's Eve.
Also that.
Alright. Here's an easy one. Lust is February because that's where Valentine's Day is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense. I would say sloth is sometime in the summer
August.
because he's so sleepy.
Yeah.
I'm saying
And also
August.
summer
would
vacation
say
means you
July.
don't have to do much.
I would say July just because August is where a lot of people start going back to school here.
Oh, I was going to say the complete opposite. Most people that I know have work vacation in August and not in July. So it's like August is
That's fair.
where most people have, you know, their vacations. And also when we go back to school, at least in my country, at least in Spain, it's September. So where were we?
Oh, actually, I pulled up a stat real quick. Hold on, I'm trying to. So August is wrath.
Really?
The reason is according to some googling. Well, it's either that because it's that or it's July. Because I'm looking, I'm trying to find. It's because all they have they're slightly different stats I'm looking, but I'm basically looking at the average murder rate per month in the U.S.
Ah, okay, makes sense.
and the peak is either August or July. So it's one of those two. And I have no idea
Understandable.
where I'd put envy. I'm gonna be honest.
I put it in March because it's green.
Okay.
But what's wrong with the color green?
It's just a saying in English. Green with envy.
And America, all the money is green.
Miracle.
Originally done to make it harder to counterfeit.
America, fuck yeah.
Coming to save the motherfucking day, yeah.
America, fuck yeah.
Anyway, back to Texas.
What? No, did we do all 7?
We did all 6 because Pride already has its month assigned.
Fair enough.
It's June.
Yeah.
Back to Texas, because Texas recently hit the news waves that the Texas Team Red was going to do one of the most blatantly undemocratic things they could do to make sure they never lose.
Oh god.
They have a planned, like, I don't remember if it's a state constitution amendment or a law change or whatever, that basically make it so Team Blue cannot win any statewide position ever.
Why?
Because they don't want Team Blue to win ever.
Because Team Red can't win if they play fair.
Bruh.
So instead of making their platform more appealing, they resort to cheating. So basically, the proposed rule would make it so any statewide race, so for like governor or whatever, would need to be won by at least 50% of the state's counties in order to win.
The problem with that?
Is which means the land is voting, not the people. Over 50% of Texas's population lives in only 7 counties.
Bruh.
Texas has 254. Now this is blatantly unconstitutional. Like, the rules are very, very specific. You at least need to try as close as possible to one person, one vote. And this is very clearly not that. So, I'd like to say this would obviously get struck down in the courts, but...
It did not.
Well, it hasn't gone to the courts yet, and the current U.S. Supreme Court isn't exactly held in very high regard for their, adherence to democratic principles.
Oh, brother.
Because of the 7 members of the current U.S. Supreme Court, assuming it even gets that far, which it probably will, one of them has been in hot water recently for it's come out that they basically did some things that were very blatantly in support of the January 6th insurrectionists. Remember that?
I tried to forget.
And a second one of the 7 justices, their wife, was actively involved in planning that.
Jesus Christ.
And both of whom have repeatedly refused to recuse themselves from any cases involving this. Because, you know... cringe.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, there's a reason the U.S. Supreme Court went from like one of easily the most respected branch of the U.S. government to like all-time low levels of faith in it by the populace in the course of like a month.
Bruh.
That was when they repealed they overturned the Roe v. Wade decision, which was the constitutional protection of abortion rights. Which is big cringe.
Very
But
cringe.
yeah, that's U.S. politique.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for you people.
Then you have all the shit going on with the Flappy Felon and all the people trying to be, oh, please choose me to be your VP. I'm going out of my way to be the worst person imaginable. Like, one of the people trying to get the spot is the governor of South Dakota, who's banned from 20% of their state because all the Indian reservations have said you're not allowed to come here. And who wrote an autobiography where they proudly proclaimed that they shot a dog.
Bruh.
This is
Like,
true.
Bruh.
And then one of the other people who's like voting for the position is some black politician who unironically said that they think black people were better off under Jim Crow. Like, the fuck? Anyway, enough U.S. politics. I hope are we done with that?
I believe so.
The only other thing is we're memeing on the flabby felon. He got convicted, and Trump media proceeded to lose 5% of its stock value, costing him millions of dollars.
True. And speaking of stock, would we like to talk about local YouTuber loses more than the GDP of a small country in stocks?
Hold on, but before we get to that, I was watching someone talk about the freaking Trump media stock and how it's so just an overly inflated stock anyway, because it's not even like a meme stock levels of overinflated. It should not have value. Because it's a company that has never made money. It has never not lost money, okay? It's basically everyone investing in it is either like his cult trying to prop him up, or people who are very clearly putting money in it, trying to win favor with him in case he gets reelected. And in all reality, it's only going to have value until he's finally allowed to sell it, and then he's just going to bulk sell his entire thing to basically pump and dump it to get a whole bunch of money so he can finance his campaign and legal fees.
What a mess.
It's just so bad. Anyway, yes, as Mina said, some YouTuber lost more money than entire country's GDPs.
More than an entire country's.
Yeah. To which I responded, not stonks.
Okay. So, yesterday I learned about what was the fucking Roaring Kitty? Through Mudahar, because it was also his first time. I have a question. All right, I'm gonna open it up to the floor. Anyone in chat, you're free to answer as well. What would your mental state be if one day you had millions of dollars, and then the next day you check your stocks and it has dropped in value $200 million?
Panic!
Ooh.
What would your mental state be? I would just kill myself, to be quite honest.
And then, honestly, I'd be more impressed I was in a position to lose that much money.
Yeah.
It's like my dad talking about how the company he works for, he has a bunch of stock in it because they pay him in the stock as part of his paycheck. And it's after the COVID recovery, the stock price of it went way down. And he's like, honestly, I'm surprised I never thought I'd be in a position to lose that much money. But yeah, that'd be certified not great.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'd be certified in need of counseling for my depresso.
Jimmy? Bolt?
Honestly,
I mean, unless I'm like a billionaire who's like all his money's in stocks anyway, where that's like, oh no, alright, tax write-off.
panicking. Panic.
I don't care if you're allowed to do it. They get a tax write-off anyway because I'm a billionaire. I don't care. I don't pay my taxes.
I would be in
Paying
a...
tax for people.
God, that's so stupid, but so true. And it should not...
Yeah, I
and
would
it
just
should
stop
show-
trying at that point.
it
So,
should-
in euros, that would be 1,184,730,831.82 euros. So not
Right.
dollars, euros. My bad.
God, I wish I could make that on a Friday.
But yeah, he lost that amount of money in a day. It was such a spectacle that his live stream where they're watching the money go down was put on the news.
Oh, we
So they're just watching this guy, Roaring Kitty, losing this amount of money.
The 5 stages of grief in this live on air.
At that moment,
However,
I would just want to die of embarrassment, bro. Holy.
hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find the games. He invested $50,000 in the initial GameStop stock,
Oh god, okay. Here
Oh,
we go.
and so that went up. And hold on,
Game stonks finally went down.
yeah. Wall Street is putting its foot down as Roaring Kitty strikes again. Gil, the Roaring Kitty meme stock investor who last month revived frenzied trading of GameStop and AMC Entertainment shares, revealed in a Reddit post on Sunday that he has bought nearly $116 million worth of GameStop stock.
That's honestly at that point, you're just calling. You're just fucking. You're just
Never
gonna
asked
get it.
for it.
Yeah, you're just asking for it, dude. Why?
He bought because he still has $29,000 or $29 million in liquid, which means it's in cash.
More than Donald has.
Yeah.
Donald probably has like
But-
$4 in cash.
Because he's made so much money, Wall Street had to physically stop him from buying more stock at GameStop. He says that they're not normal market moves, which basically means that the market is bullshit.
The market is bullshit. It's all made up.
I know it's all made up,
I mean,
but
have you
like,
seen Tesla's stock price?
true. Let's see.
Elon Musk keeps announcing random bullshit because that's keeps inflating the stock whenever he does that. Even though Tesla's a joke.
I can't read it because it's behind a paywall. God damn you, New York Times.
Fuck you, New York Times. I want pictures of Spider-Man.
The meme stock is continuing to tank, it appears. No, but the entire time he was on the news on his stream, he was laughing. He was just having a grand old time watching it go down. Which, I don't know how the fuck you feel that, you know?
Honestly,
Denial.
based.
And
Yeah,
if he was like using that as like if he's some rich guy who's got a whole bunch of money that he's spending on a meme, he's probably expected to lose that money anyway. It's kind of like how
Yeah.
people go to Vegas with like their budget of like $100 to spend on gambling.
Like, you know you're gonna
And
lose
they
it, but
fully
why not?
expect to lose that $100 because that's how people who are intelligent go to Vegas. Unlike people who actually think they're gonna win, because you're not gonna.
I mean, I had a friend that won $11,000. Gamba.
I mean, you're. How many?
If you go to Vegas and you win money and you end up like actually up by any like significant amount, you stop.
Yep.
You
Stop.
quit while you're ahead.
It's been a
What-
41% decline in stock. Oh my god.
If you only have $1, you're only 30 hands of blackjack away from being a billionaire.
I'm trying to see.
That's even like the plot of a Transformers episode. Yeah, there's a plot of the original Transformers cartoon where they go gambling.
What?
Yeah, that's the plot of an original 1980s Transformers cartoon episode.
Right.
So the stock experienced multiple trading halts for volatility and traded more than 200 million shares, about 650% higher than its 65-day average volume of 31 million shares. After rambling about memes and pouring a beer while the stock was halted, Gil reiterated his bullish view on GameStop stock. The funny thing is, I have a lot of the same feelings about everything. His account snapshot showed a 236 million paper loss on Friday, the trader seemed unfazed and giddy throughout the stream, with the live chat awash in comments praising his diamond hands. Also, apparently the stock market's fake. Also, apparently, GameStop's CEO has been talking shit a lot about Roaring Kitty, even though he owns most of the stock.
That's
So Roaring Kitty shows up to like an investor meeting and says, "Yo, Mr. CEO, you're not getting paid this month. Fuck you." It's
Yeah.
like a more extreme version of like the guy who owned like 3 shares of Tesla, who sued Tesla over how much they were paying Elon Musk, and won because U.S. investor laws are stupid.
because they were paying Elon too much or too little.
Because they were paying Elon Musk too much money.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Because the thing is, in the U.S., if you are a publicly traded corporation, you are legally required to prioritize the returns for your investors above all else.
Including your
that's-
CEO.
That sounds so
Including the
stupid.
health
I'm
of the
sorry. I'm sorry. That just sounds so stupid.
The short-term
If they're
return for your
Yes.
investors is legally the most important thing for a corporation in the United States that's publicly traded. If
Listen,
you're
these are the
running your
people
company
who are
into
like-
the ground, but so long as the line keeps going up, you're fine.
So, like, these are the people that are paying so that you do the best you can with your company. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And literally the reason for this is because the Dodge brothers sued Henry Ford over him investing money back into his workers and his company instead of increasing dividends to them, the shareholders, and they won, which they then used to go found a competing business. And literally no one's gone in to try and say, no, maybe we should do that. And this is also why. This is also the reason, by the way, that Boeing's in the shitter right now. Is because they after the merger with McDonnell Douglas, the McDonnell Douglas corporate people ended up in charge. They're like, got a lot of investment in the company and its workers and being a good company. That seems like bad. It seems like we have to stop doing that so we can give our investors more dividends. Like for context, this is how freaking dumb it is. Dad was talking about one time, the company went to the investors like, yo, we have a plan of using all this money we have in our savings that is literally just sitting there not doing anything. We're going to invest it in the company instead of having it sit there do nothing so we can make more money and give you more money, and the stock price went down. Because fucking the market isn't real, it's all made up. Businessmen need cocaine to commune with it, you know.
I guess they need
moving the fuck
cocaine
on.
to cope with it.
Yeah. Alright. Next thing in the idea box.
Wait. Speaking of Elon Musk, I really want to talk about the thing before because remember I need to leave a little bit early.
Oh, right.
Yes.
The remote
Speaking
drive.
of Elon Musk. Yes, they use Elon Musk's Starlink in order to get internet to remote tribes. The results will shock you. No, it won't.
No, it won't.
So, there are remote tribes in the Amazon rainforest, right? They have had access to cell phones for a while whenever they go into town and they need to take pictures or something so that they can get, supplies for their tribes. However, because of Starlink, they now have access to the internet. Unsurprisingly, one of the side effects that has come from having access to the internet is that a lot of the work now goes undone. People have grown addicted to social media and pornography.
Of course.
Don't make me tap the sign.
You're not gonna-
to the episode.
You're not gonna look me in the eyes and tell me you motherfuckers haven't done it either.
No, why do you think I say to the surprise of absolutely nobody?
To the surprise of absolutely nobody. However, they have had to find that they needed to limit the internet access to 2 hours per day.
Ooh.
interestingly enough, the other pluses of having social media is that now they're able to get help a lot easier. They're able to contact and signal for helicopters instead of using radios should there ever be an emergency. And they're able to contact other tribes to let know of emergencies for like weather conditions, because flooding in the Amazon rainforest is insane. Snake bites, whether venomous or, constrictors. So
Whether
none of them
venomous or
want it
annoying.
turned off completely. None of them want it turned off completely. They just have to severely limit how much they use it, because addiction is a real fucking thing. And a lot of the issues that we had when internet was first being introduced to the first world, violence being shown on the screen and worrying that people are going to copy it, the addiction to gaming, the addiction to social media, the addiction to pornography, that is now being perpetrated within those tribes as well. And so the elders are also worried about that. But it's like interesting how much they now want to rely on it.
Have to do the balancing, right?
Yeah, they have to do the balancing act, so they physically turn off the Starlink every a couple hours or so.
Kinda fun.
Alright, so next, because this is something I feel like Mina's better able to talk about than I am, that's for sure. You spotted the Mr. RT Game, the Twitch streamer YouTuber, that Twitter post he made about Hatsune Miku appearing in the official state English exam in Ireland.
As she
Uh-huh.
should.
I saw
As she
it.
should.
Mina, can you talk about this?
You can call me. Let's see, what is the... From ancient times, humans have made music. Historians suggest that our earliest ancestors may have developed primitive forms of music as a means of communication. Cave dwellers probably clapped and sang together. Some other stuff about music.
Well, it's more
Social
just, can
media
you comment on, like, the insanity that is, like, this? Because I
Hold
don't
on,
know, like,
I
anything
haven't gotten to
about
read it yet.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
gotten to read it yet.
Oh.
This is me reading it for the first time. This virtual experience of music and evidence done to performers we engage with. Artificially manufactured pop star Hatsune Miku is a turquoise green-haired teen idol. This Vocaloid was created by music software company Krypton Future Media. Her name is made up of Japanese words meaning the first sound of the future. This virtual singing sensation had one time 2.5 million fans on Facebook. She appeared on American primetime TV, opened a concert for Lady Gaga, collaborated with Pharrell Williams, and sung more than 100,000 songs, dabbling in every musical genre. Her phenomenal success has even prompted a headline in the New York Times which read, "Does Hatsune Miku Ascent mean the end of music as we know it?" Spotify alone had subscribers worldwide. Music really gets the worst the more further you take people humanity out of it. Okay, makes sense to me.
It's
So I
just
think-
like the main reason it's there is more because the screenshot there appears to be like the screenshot of like its actual appearance like on the Irish official state English exam, because this is what it's been brought
Well, it's
up.
an essay type. It's an essay type thing, right? So, I guess in a lot of the essays we have here in the United States, especially for like the AP exams, they have you write essays based on your stance on something, based on how well you can form an argument. And for this one, they're just arguing whether Hatsune Miku should be revered as the pop idol she is, or if if it just makes the music soulless and less than human, which I am firmly against. I believe Hatsune Miku is just an instrument that is used to its fullest extent, and for her
Alongside
perfect
humans.
recognizability. Along humans, right? She's an instrument that needs humans to be used. She's not artificially generating the music.
Exactly.
There are a lot of songs for Hatsune Miku that do have that soul element that I think really work in its favor, especially for people who don't want to sing it themselves or want that anonymity. They can always just use Hatsune Miku. Additional question which ask you to write Hatsune Miku fanfiction. In text 2, we learn about the virtual pop star Hatsune Miku. Write a short story in which Hatsune Miku, the turquoise-haired virtual singer who pictured in text 2, escapes from her computerized world into the human world. There's a video game. There's several video games based on
Yep.
that. I have one on my phone right now.
It's honestly
called Colorful Surge.
it's more just the like I'm sorry, what? Like, this is the official Irish government English test.
Yes.
It's just,
Before, they would ask us what our opinions were on uniforms, and that gets old and tired. We need to relate to the youngins. And what better way than with Hatsune Miku, creator of Minecraft?
Huh?
I thought that was Philza.
No, it was Hatsune Miku.
I thought the meme was Philza Minecraft created Minecraft.
No, it was Hatsune
R.I.P.
Miku.
R.I.P. Technoblade. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I guess they're trying to generate. Wait, I think one more thing. I think what they're trying to do is generate that. Trying to get AI as a topic, while also being related to the kids. But Hatsune Miku's not AI. She's a synthesizer. Her voice is synthesized. It's a real human voicing her. You know.
Do I?
Yeah. Anyway, back to the top. We have Jimmy's couple things.
Those again were. Hold on, let me check.
You're one. You're thinking you might have ADHD, IDK.
So, I don't, again, IDK, but, lately, it's felt weird to me, because it's like, have you guys seen the last, like, Jane Animations video? About her talking about
No,
her
I
experience. Okay, so she basically talks of her experience realizing she has ADHD, going to a, God, what's the name?
Psychologist.
Going to a psychologist, like, yeah, you have ADHD. And when she's talking about, like, things that are, like, she does, and I'm just looking at the video, I'm like, yeah, I do that. Yeah, I do that. Okay, that's too much. Yeah, I'm also doing that. And it's just, like, a spiral of, like, things she says that she's done. I'm like, it's worrisome? Question mark? That I agree with so much with her that I'm like, oh yeah, no, I definitely do that too.
Yeah, no, that's been most of my life.
And it's like, I don't know? I'm confused?
You can have the hunch of being neurospicy for sure, but the only way to know for sure is to get tested.
Yeah. I need to, I'm worried to tell my parents?
You don't need to, you're an adult.
Yeah, well, I need someone to drive me.
Take a license. Take public transportation.
Yeah, you're in Europe. You actually have that.
Yeah, well, I live in a neighborhood and I need to walk 30 minutes to go to the closest bus.
Damn.
And
Damn.
honestly, at this time of the year, I don't really feel like walking 30 minutes. I'm like
Fair enough.
37 degrees Celsius. You know?
That's so fair.
Yeah, that is a bit warm.
Mm-hmm.
I totally didn't just have to go look up the conversion.
Right now we're in June gloom, so it's pretty nice out. But
Yeah, well, I mean, we also live in California. We don't have weather.
I mean, right now it's cloudy. I don't think that's weather, but you know, it's cloudy.
Look, especially where I mean, we have two seasons. We have dry, and we have fire.
I don't like that. I don't like to hear that.
Wasn't there a wildfire in California not too long ago?
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down, Nina? California's on
Recently.
fire all the time.
Not all the time.
California operates the world's largest firefighting aircraft.
Yeah, although California is also meant to catch on fire semi-regularly. We have Plant Life, where they specifically only release seed pods during fires,
No,
so that they have the best chance of surviving.
It's
What do you mean, no? This is true.
No, the way they work is they've dropped their seed pods, which are then specifically sealed so that the seed pods don't open until the wildfire burns through. But they drop the seed pods regardless.
Well, regardless, they need fire.
And then one of the problems they were running into is, for a while, due to the way forest fire management was done, it meant that when forest fires did burn through, they actually burned so hot those fireproof seed pods weren't fireproof.
That's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, however, they've figured out how to actually do it properly, which, spoiler alert, guess how the indigenous peoples did fire management?
By burning things.
Yeah, they finally went back and actually started doing it how the indigenous peoples figured it out, hundreds of years ago. Hey, what do you know? It has better results. It's almost like they knew what they're doing.
Instead of, trying to stop the fires, just let them burn. Or, burn yourself.
Control
Not literally yourself.
No, Jimmy, that's not what they said. They started the fires like they're supposed to.
Oh.
The problem is the fire is too hot.
No, the problem that it was is, for a long time, the way California most did fire management is, when a wildfire starts, put it out immediately. And that's your entirety of your fire management is that. And maybe fire breaks in, fields or whatever, but...
That's not how it is here. Here we
Yeah,
not
that's not how it is
semi-regularly, but the
anymore.
fire department...
It's not how it is anymore,
No?
but for a long time, that's how wildfires were managed.
Yeah.
However, nowadays, they've realized that's fucking stupid. So now they do things where they do regular, controlled burns. Because the problem with that strategy was it meant the forest floors ended up with large piles of, pine needles and general detritus, which burned really hot and really easily. Which means when it did catch fire, it burned extremely hot, which means it burnt through those fireproof seed pods, it burnt through wet redwood trees. Adult redwood trees are basically fireproof. But
They're also immortal.
Yeah, they were burning hot enough and intense enough that it would actually burn through, it would catch redwood trees on fire. Properly. And burn them down. Which is ridiculous.
I'm assuming we're talking about two different areas in the states, or in the state.
Yes,
right?
I'm
Because-
talking my area. You're
talking about your... Yeah, so in my area, the seed pods are only released during the fire.
Oh, okay.
Here on... Yeah.
Up here, they drop their seed pods regularly, but the seed pods require fire to open.
Yeah, remember, California's so large that you have two different climates. Meep has,
Or the
that heavily wooded... Yeah. But I'm more in the desert, right?
You're down in the desert, the southeast. We've got the
Meep is
mountains.
closer to the forest.
Yeah, I'm up in the central area where there's some foresty stuff. There's lots of forest in the north where it's truly forested. You've got the mountains in the eastern part of the state where we get snow.
Yeah.
One thing California talks about is oh yeah, you can go skiing and surfing on the same day. Which, first of all, if you do that, you're stupid. But you're gonna be driving for most of the day.
True.
But yeah, you can do that.
I mean, we technically did. So for my birthday a couple years ago, my friends and I, we live pretty close to the beach. If I drove 5-10 minutes, I would hit the beach. We drove the 2 hours to get to San Bernardino, where Big Bear is, and it was snowing the next day. That's how wild California is with its climate. But anyway, here we pretty regularly have to clear out the brush, so firefighters will intentionally set controlled fires, because the places that usually got burned was Malibu. Malibu is expensive, and so many houses burned down. I remember there was one specific wildfire when I was in the 4th grade. There was this house that my mom used to take care of. It was literally built like a castle, covered in rose gardens. My mom has pictures of me when I was vibing in the roses. Completely gone.
Damn.
Burnt to an ash. So now they have to regularly burn down any brush. So we do get a lot of that brush.
The controlled burns deal with all that general detritus buildup.
Especially during times where the Santa Anas are hitting down here, because we don't have big forested areas. We have trees in the suburbs, and cities, and then on the hillsides, it's cactus. We have a shit ton of cactus. But it gets so windy here, there's nothing to protect against that wind, especially if it's fire, because all of the trees are burned away, so there's a bunch of landslides. And the fire can just jump freeways.
Yeah. Like for context though, for like how bad it gets in some of like the really bad fire seasons we get up here. I'm gonna post. This is a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge from a couple years ago.
Do you want me to
It's
share
like
it?
Mars. If you want to.
Yeah, it's an image. That is a unaltered photo of the Golden Gate Bridge someone took because the wildfires were that horrible that year.
God damn.
It's like Mars.
Yeah.
The wildfires, when I was in college, were so intense. One town was completely wiped off the map.
Yeah. There's an entire town burnt to the ground.
Holy shit. Sorry, it's just kind of
It was a
shocking.
small town, but still. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the fires that PG&E, the power utility, got
Was that the
blamed
Thomas
for.
fire?
I don't remember. But there was, I know there was one where it was PG&E, the electrical utility, got blamed for it due to bad maintenance, and I'm pretty sure that they ended up having to file for bankruptcy over it. And I'm pretty sure there's been talks like turning into a public utility instead of a private one. Because yeah, guess what? It's America, so all the utilities are privately owned. Pain. But yeah, this was orange. It was you needed like proper like actual like
You
air
needed to wear
filter
a
mask to go outside. People need to like change the filters on their internal home air conditioning systems like twice a month instead of like once a year because they were so much stuff. It was horrible. It's like some of the worst air quality on record, like basically anywhere.
And
The
then I
office
believe
is
that the
worse.
same year was the New York or the Canada fire, right?
Yeah, the Canada fire. They did the same thing over New York, where you have that really unhinged USA Today article saying we should invade Canada over this. That was an actual thing. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
I cannot describe to you what it was like during the Thomas fire. This was the year 2018, 17. And I had just wrapped up my art final for the year. And then we had to evacuate the campus immediately because there was this giant wall of smoke rolling into the campus. And I have exceptionally weak lungs. You'd think I wouldn't because I was in band, but, you know, years of secondhand smoke will do that to you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My dad's a smoker.
My brother's a smoker, my mom was a smoker, my granddad was a smoker. I feel you.
Yeah. But years of secondhand
the only good
no.
smokers are the barbecue smokers. They make the chicken taste good.
Yeah, those I can handle. But yeah, there was a wall of smoke. So my not quite boyfriend at the time, it was, you know, it was my partner then, but we weren't dating. We were just super close. We had to evacuate immediately because of that wall of smoke. It was terrifying though. You could see that coming in like the mist.
It's like that picture of like the dust storm in the Great Plains was just the big wall of dust. Then someone edited like chimes onto.
Yeah.
Shit was wild.
That wild was on fire.
Wild was fire. Have you guys heard that conspiracy theory that fire is alive?
Hmm.
No, but
That sounds
I
familiar.
I know there's a conspiracy theory that the California fires from that year when it was super bad. There was the conspiracy theory that it was like the Jewish space lasers or whatever.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. No, but the theory goes that fire is technically a life form based on how we define life currently. It must consume, it releases heat, it can multiply, and depending on how many resources, it can grow, or it can die off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Which, hold on, let me see. What
There's
is?
more like Greek philosophy levels of nonsense of its exploiting the weaknesses in the definition.
Hold on, I want to see what you need. Laws of
Behold, a
bio.
man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Diogenes the Cynic, the best ancient Greek philosopher.
I was not expecting that. Just behold a man.
Are you not familiar with Diogenes' Behold a Man?
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
So, while we was looking for that, the Diogenes' Behold a Man is... So Diogenes the Cynic was the best ancient Greek philosopher, who is notably, among the many things he's known for, is having a really big feud with Plato, a more famous ancient Greek philosopher.
Yeah.
Plato, one of the things he did at one point is he defined a man as a featherless biped, to which Diogenes responded by busting into one of Plato's lectures, plonking a plucked chicken down on the floor and saying, "Behold, a man,"
Okay, that's kind of funny.
which forced Plato to redefine. But the other things Diogenes was known for annoying Plato is just going into his lectures, sitting down in like the front row, and then leaving partway through the lecture, leaving a shit behind on the chair.
Bruh.
Okay.
Diogenes is such a funny historical character. He's great.
Love that guy.
Man, what an
Okay.
asshole.
Best ancient Greek
Principles of
philosopher.
biology. The order of biology. The principles of biology. So fire meets the criteria of sensitivity or response to stimuli, right? Because, you know, it always feels like it's moving. It has reproduction, growth and development, and homeostasis and regulation. Because fire can only be as hot as the stuff you give it, right? So a wood fire burns at a lower temperature than like a gas fire.
Yeah.
The only thing it is missing is order, which is, you know, cells, organs, being, that kind of thing. However, the conspiracy theory is that fire is one of those organisms that is not as we biologically know it now. So, you know, going into the, you know, theoretics of what organisms on other planets would be like if they are not carbon-based life forms such as ourselves.
The thing is, fire is a chemical reaction.
There's you.
Yes, but that's why it's a conspiracy theory. Thank you.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's just a theory, but it's fun to think about in that way.
Oh my god, Carby, so just really quickly, the other day, I streamed... Have you guys heard of a silly little game called Indigo Park?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's, right now, first chapter is free on Steam. It's an indie... Okay, before anyone says anything, I'm going to say what it is. It's an indie horror mascot game. And you explore a Disneyland-like area with an AI companion called Rambo the Raccoon. I streamed it the other day, and I was with Garby, because they really wanted to know what it was about. So, in one side you had me, you know, not dealing well with horror games, because I am a very scaredy cat. I do not deal well with horror. I get really nervous. I get really quiet. I don't like generally like scream. If so, I will squeal. And then there's Carby. They were giggling all the way through, and it's just at one point they're like, "I need you to get me away so I can get the video and start editing it." So he's been working on it, and I'm curious to see what the final product is. But yeah, just a little side tangent that I was just because I checked DMs. Sorry.
No, you're good,
The
you're good.
fuck is this?
What?
The fuck is what?
So I was going, and apparently, I'm just gonna put it in images. Apparently, there's a musical
yeah.
live performance of Duolingo on Ice.
Spanish or vanish. This is the least unhinged thing that Duolingo has ever done.
I'm more
This is
like,
just a-
they have an on ice performance. What?
Dude, I've seen an Instagram reel where Duolingo got a Brazilian butt lift.
What?
I like how Duolingo's committed to the bit though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The internet made a meme, and the Duolingo was like, "Yo, this is free marketing. Commit to the bit."
Yeah. Let the bit go on. The bit must go on.
Like, they have a live on ice performance. Like, what?
What kind of
This is what they-
crazed?
This is that you forget that they had to lay off a bunch of translators for AI.
Korean.
Like, it's a good program. It's a good program. It's a great app. I just wish they didn't do that.
Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Anyway, Jimmy, the next thing is you pulling up info about your Smash career.
Oh yeah,
Right.
so last week, yeah, it was last week because we're going to Roomba. I went to my local monthly tournament, and I was, went 1 and 2, mostly what I expected, mostly what the bracket was expected of me to do. And I was talking to some of the other people, and they're like, "Yo, you can check your actual like Smash career, and like you need like there's an app called I think it's Smashers. Hold on, Smashers app. Let me check
Right.
my phone.
I'm gonna
And-
take this time to say goodbye until I see you guys for D&D.
Okay.
Yeah, so then.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Which, by the way, that tournament also got updated. According to this, I went 2 and 2, even though I went 1 and 2. But whatever. Weird. Anyway, yeah. So I was just looking around, and I've realized that on person tournaments, I've either gone even or I've gone one above my seed, which is kind of impressive. IMO, at least for me. And it's just I don't know. I just felt it was a cool little thing that I found out while chatting about, and like, oh hey,
Yeah.
this is a thing that I found. Like, cool.
Ooh.
So, Meep, is there any concrete evidence about the development of concrete recycling?
Bonk. Yeah,
You need the bonk
unfortunately,
in
I
here.
don't have I don't have full nitro, so I can't use the bonk sound effect. Because the soundboards from other discords is full nitro. I only have the light nitro, so that's only emojis and stuff. Anyway, yes. So there has been I don't remember if it was either like they did a prototype of it or something, but they have basically come up with a way they can recycle concrete, which is a big deal, because like a third, I think it is, of world carbon dioxide emissions are the production of concrete.
Huh.
So part of it's just because so much concrete's made, but also it's just a carbon dioxide intensive process. But they found a way they can recycle it, which obviously reduces that, and also bonus points, reduces the load on the need for sand. Because that's actually a problem. People steal sand.
Like, Meep,
Over-
you just
People
reminded
still
me.
sad.
You just reminded me of how I've been getting sand for a world in Minecraft. Just me
Yeah.
teleporting into a desert and just fucking joinking sand with a shovel, with an enchanted shovel.
It's Saudi Arabia imports sand for concrete because the sand they have locally is bad sand for making concrete.
That's funny as fuck.
But like, yes. So what someone's managed to figure out is if you grind up concrete into a powder.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found a process that lets them basically use it to produce something that basically lets them then use it to make new concrete. However, the process requires the use of an arc furnace, which on its own wouldn't be great, actually, because arc furnaces are super power intensive. So that would basically cancel out any of the carbon gains, but it would solve the sand problem. However, they found a way around that too, because they found the ground up concrete can be used in steel refining as a substitute for a different substance, which basically means that they basically are using the arc furnaces getting used anyway in the process, and it means that steel refining produces less slag, which is a waste material.
Mm-hmm.
So it's using a waste material in place of something else to recycle the waste material and produce less of a different waste material.
Okay, that's pretty clever, though. It's like
Damn,
you're
that's really
reusing
good.
something in a different way.
Yeah, you're reusing something, and as part of its you're recycling something by using it in place of something else to reuse it and reduce a separate waste product while recycling your thing. It's so good. If it can work and be scaled and be like mass implemented, that'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant, I tell you, brilliant.
That's your good news on the Roomba of thought. Actually, good news on the Roomba? What, is that allowed?
I mean, we've done a couple good news.
Yeah, but it's so rare we have like such genuinely good news.
True. You know, speaking of, I mean, at least they're good news for me. Wait, hold on, finish first. Sorry, I just cut you off because I was thinking of good news. Go on, please. Meep.
Yeah, I found the article. Recent tests carried out by the Materials Process Institute, a partner of the project, showed that recycled cement can be processed at scale, which is the important part because it's at scale, in an electric arc furnace. First time this has been achieved. Evidently, this method could produce zero-emission cement. Yeah, if it was powered by renewable energy. Plus, it's being done in part in, steel refining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The researchers say it is, quote, an absolute miracle. Yeah. It uses the electrically powered arc furnace used in steel recycling to simultaneously recycle cement, the carbon-hungry components of concrete. The concrete is the second most used material on the planet after water, and is responsible for approximately 7.5% of total atmospheric CO2 emissions. A scalable, cost-effective way of reducing concrete emissions while meeting global demand is one of the world's biggest decarbonization challenges. The Cambridge researchers found that using cement is an effective substitute for lime flux, which is used in steel recycling to remove impurities, normally ends up as a waste product known as slag. But by replacing lime with used cement, the end product is recycled cement that can be used to make new concrete. The cement recycling process, developed by Cambridge researchers reported by the journal Nature, does not add any significant cost to concrete or steel production and significantly reduces emissions from both, due to the reduced need for lime flux. Recent tests carried out by the Materials Processing Institute, a partner of the project, showed that recycling cement can be produced at scale in an electric arc furnace, the first time this has been achieved. If the electric arc furnace was powered by renewable energy, it would produce zero emission cement. Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cement is responsible for almost 90% of concrete CO2 emissions.
You know, speaking of, like, at least, because I was thinking about it because we were playing it, yesterday, too. On the, not so 24-hour stream, because it ended up being a two-parter because my internet went out at 4 a.m. And I still decided to keep going, because fuck it with ball. What?
Bad idea. Should have gone to sleep.
I mean, I did go to sleep like 30 minutes later.
Anyway, you were saying.
Like, how to make concrete in Minecraft. Like, one of the materials you need can be turned to slag, at least in the modded that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I've never like what exactly is slag?
It's a waste material in the steel refining process where it's basically you refine it, which means you need to get all the waste and junk out of it, and that becomes the slag.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also apparently a slur in England.
You know what? Oh no, that's slug, not slat. I don't know why I was thinking of like. No, slug as in shotgun. Slug.
Oh yeah, no, but I bring it up because there's a Dinobot named Slug who originally was named Slag, but got renamed to Slug because of the slur in England. It's like, come on, guys, that's like your least required needed to do one, but whatever. It's like how they changed the pronunciation of Arceus to Arceus because of Arse. Thank you, England. Very cool.
Fucking British.
The British
God, oh my God. So
can't have shit in the seas. They destroyed my Spanish Armada. They did Angie
meep noises. So speaking of the British language, yesterday when I was in the I'm gonna play Valorant and suffer mood because playing with friends, that game cool, but when you get randoms in the mix, ugh. And I was playing with two friends of Octo, Lucy and Tammy. And out of curiosity, I think they asked me first why I was. No, I asked them where they were from, and I think it was Lucy said that she was in the UK. So I started talking like my British accent that I have, that I can use sometimes, you know, to fool the British people into thinking them actually British, even though in Spanish. And she was like, okay. I think it was Lucy that was living in the UK, and Tim was like, you know what? Jimmy has a way better accent than you do.
Lamau!
Like, she's not British. She lives in Britain, though. But I found that very funny. Speaking of gaming, good news! Guess what game is getting a big update? That's right, the game everyone forgot about a month after its release, Palworld. Boy, am I excited for this one. Like, I was, again, as per usual, as per I usually do, I peruse the land known as twitter.com.
I'm sorry for your loss.
I mean, it's sort of titties or memes, so I don't think it's that big of a loss.
Horny be gone.
And then I see, like, I open Twitter, and then I see, like, an update thing, and then, because I see the update for, like, half a second while Twitter's loading, and then I just get sent to somewhere else on my head page, whatever, and I'm like, wait, what? I go specifically to the Palworld to the Palworld Twitter, and I see, like, I sent this to both Red and Carby, and I'm like, guess what I'm playing the 27th? For like 12 hours straight. So yeah, heads up, Bolt, there will not be PMD1 Thursday, June 27th.
No, I'm well aware of that.
Because I'm going to be playing Palworld.
Oh god. Guys.
What?
I'm browsing around again. Apparently, someone's posted a link to a Twitter thing where apparently, in Bulgaria, they have a Communist Party offshoot whose logo is the Soviet icon from the game Red Alert 2.
That's funny as hell.
That's hilarious.
I'm going the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Bulgaria!
Have you, I think that's Red Alert 3?
I have no idea.
But that is like one of the funniest meme lines ever conceived. God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyone want to talk about? Bold, you sent
Yes, I have
sent
more
something
things
on
as
the
well,
idea
too.
box. Shocker.
Yes. I am rarely someone who has something in the idea box, but here I am once again having something. So, as you were going on about that, Corby, believe it or not, they sent me an image that I should have been made aware of myself, because I am in the official Massive Monster Discord, you know, the home of Call of the Lamb.
Yes.
And local co-op has been announced. It's going to go live on August 12th this year.
Do you want to know something really cool, Bolt?
Yeah?
Even if you're playing single player, you can play as the goat.
Yep.
Which I find very funny. Now, this is getting out the hunt. Now, there are two
Oh,
of
It's
them.
gonna be called
Oh, it's a
no,
goat.
called
I
as a
thought it was
goat.
I'll be honest, I thought it was a ram.
I'm pretty sure it's a goat.
Like,
It could be
I thought
either
it was-
or, honestly.
I thought it was a ram instead of a lamb, because you got the alliteration there.
Ram.
But it might be a goat, I don't know. Either way,
Yippee.
It's gonna
cult of
be,
the lamb.
More,
but yeah.
more,
so-
more cool games for more cool things for cool games. I'm sorry, like the fact, that, like, like, yeah, sure, Power got forgotten like a week or a month after the fact, but God, it's a fun game. I was talking to, I think I was also talking to Carby about this, and we were both like agreeing on this. Like, we were going to play this game regardless if it was good or bad, and then you know. Yeah, it's a really fun game. So
I don't
we're
care
like,
if Power World succeeds. I want Nintendo to suffer.
no, I was just like, I want to see if this, like, when I saw the first trailer back in like 2021, so a while ago, I was like, I want to buy this game and I want to play it. If it's bad, I'll just return it. If it's good though, I know for a fact I'm gonna be playing this game for a while. And
Turns out, oh no, it's good.
Steam, mind telling me how many hours? 135, 185 hours.
I don't know, Jimmy. Something tells me you really like this game, but I can't put my finger on it.
It
Not
is a really,
quite.
it is a really fun game, and it has some really good furry designs. I can't lie.
Bonk.
Look, you can't tell me Bong with Catchers and Wixen in that game. They look amazing. I love their designs, and also they're adorable. I would hug them, both of them. Which, speaking of, both are getting a reverse counterpart. Catchers is getting an Ignis form, and Wixen is getting a Dark form, which I find very funny and also kind of charming. They're becoming the reverse of their part.
I guess you could say that they played the no reverse, huh?
No, they're becoming the Spider-Man meme. Also, I know, like, on the background it's kind of repetitive. I'm just preparing some things on my own. Jimmy, you need that thing that lets emotes bounce around the screen? I have no idea how you put that. But yeah, I'm sorry if the gameplay today isn't that interesting. I'm just building, because I'm just preparing a world on my own, because Dargle and I are playing Terraria multiplayer, but I also like to complete bosses on my own, so I can have a world on my own. So if I'm bored, I can just hop into with a character and the world's like caught up to speed. So I'm just preparing a big box to house people, and then I'm gonna make an arena on top.
There's no way I've spent that many hours in this game.
What game?
You prompted me to go look at my Steam and look at the hours in the games, and apparently I have over 800 hours in Company of Heroes 2.
Yeah, I think the game that I have the most hours on in stream, it's this. Not specifically T-Mod, but Terraria in general. Like, I think I have like 1100. Let me check, actually.
The one I have the most in is Stellaris, which I have 1200 hours. I'm pretty sure that's only because I don't do World of Warships via Steam, so Steam doesn't track my hours for it.
Fair enough.
Could be. Then
So-
there's me with Team Fortress 2, nearly 4,000.
Jesus fucking Christ. I
My,
don't
my
think-
Team Fortress 2 is at 779.5 hours.
I don't think I've ever played a game for that long, for like more than 2,000 hours. I think the
Team
closest...
Fortress 2 is a good game.
No, I'm
If
not
you were to
saying.
ignore the bot crisis,
I'm not saying
yes.
anything like that. It's just like
Save TF2.
save TF2.
Fix the F2.
Hashtag save TF2.
Hashtag
That's
save
going
TF2
on right
and
now.
fix TF2.
Put in the
Jesus
chat.
fucking Christ.
Maybe it's fixed the F2.
No, not right now. It's save TF2.
Oh right, no, it got
No, it's fixed
right. It did
TF2.
get changed to fixed TF2. I'm right. Hold on.
Why not both? Anyway, but yeah, on Terraria, I have like 793.7 hours in vanilla. And then, to add it up, in Tmod Loader, I have 670 hours. Also, have you guys like found like quirky games while perusing the world known as YouTube or Twitter?
Found what?
Quirky games that you saw that were like, oh hey, this is fun, or this looks fun. Has that happened to you before?
How I found World of Warships.
I mean, would you call World of Warships a quirky little game?
Well, it was when I joined it because it wasn't very big yet. Jimmy, I joined World of Warships when it had like 3 nations in it.
You know what? Fair enough.
I joined it. They had the American tech tree, the Japanese tech tree, like half of the German tech tree. Poland technically had its own tech tree still, but that was literally just Bliskovica. The British tech tree consisted of a Warspite. That was it. All right. I joined the game in ancient. I am genuinely though. I am upset. I didn't learn about the game earlier because it means I wasn't able to join early enough to get the Arkansas beta because that ship is hilarious.
Yeah.
Honestly, I found a good few games by just browsing YouTube. It's how I found Team Fortress 2.
In the meantime, Jimmy,
it's how I found Stellaris. It's how I found Star Wars Empire at War. It's how I found XCOM. It's how there's actually a few that I have on my Steam wishlist right now that I found via Steam. Not via Steam, via YouTube. That's how I discovered Tabletop Simulator. Found a game called War on the Sea, Naval Art, Nebulous Fleet Command, Cold Waters, Timberborn. Timberborn is actually is a very cute. That's a city builder where you're beavers.
If I may interject for a moment, Jimmy, you only have 10.8 hours on TF2.
Yeah, I don't play TF2. I wasn't saying TF2 was a bad game. I'm not
They
good
said like
at
I haven't played it a lot. Yeah, it checks out.
I think I've probably played more Valorant at this point than TF2. But yeah, no, I think like what other games that I've played like a bunch. Oh yeah, Among Us. I have 115 hours on Among Us.
I recently started playing Backpack Hero myself. It's one of
my
those games.
Steam has 60 hours in Among Us. That's not counting. I usually play Among Us on mobile.
Fair enough. Also, one of the other games that I've spent a long time playing, at least what I think is a long time, Rivals of Either, 235 hours.
Wait, hold on. Jimmy, I just clicked on the Among Us on Steam. The first thing in the like Steam news list, Among Us show trailer.
Yes,
Yeah.
Among Us is getting an animated show.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I was talking with Kirby about this. Actually, hold on, let me ask them if they can join for a bit because they knew more about this.
Right, in the meantime, I'll be doing something. I'll be right back.
Anyway, while you see by getting Carby in, I'm gonna briefly talk about. I watched a very nice YouTube video that was explaining the nonsense that is U.S. customary units, aka the Imperial system, and basically talking about how they're really not that stupid. Like the like specifically, he was talking about the Wikipedia page on the chart of like the conversions for like the U.S. systems management units Wikipedia. Like it was specifically. Let's see if I can find that chart easily. That wasn't on here. Yeah, it was specifically English units. Specifically, they were referencing the fact that this chart I'm about to put in images is complete
Horseshit.
bullshit. Yeah.
How did I just... Damn. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was talking about how that chart, which is technically the full list of the English Imperial System units, how that's completely nonsense. And basically it boils down to the fact that you don't convert between all the units. You don't do that. Because while there are like conversions between the units, like the U.S. customary, the system of U.S. customary units, like English, isn't one system of measurement. It's like 3 that have been duct taped together.
Oh my god.
The reason the conversion between feet and miles is such a weird number is because they're from different systems. That's literally the reason for that. And it's going on to talk about, it's like metric is nice for conversion between everything because it was all designed to convert together, and it's all the nice base 10s or whatever. But want to know something that like you can do with feet and inches, but you can't do with metric?
What?
All right, Jimmy, what's 1/3 of a meter in centimeters?
33.33.
Yes, exactly.
Centimeters.
Meanwhile, what's 1/3 of a foot?
I don't know.
4 inches.
Huh?
You can divide the American units of length by both into quarters and into thirds, because it's not using base 10, because base 10's kind of awkward when you're doing certain kinds of math, like thirds.
I'm back.
It's a system of measurement. That the other thing with it is it's not designed about metric is designed around those nice conversions and whatever.
Carby couldn't join us, by the way. They told me that they had Cyberpunk to do today.
But yeah, it's basically someone. There was a video talking about the American customary units. They convert weird because they're not supposed to, because they're from different systems, and a lot of it's designed in such a way where a lot of it's very clearly it's designed around the idea of like you actually use them, and a lot of the units don't convert because they're not supposed to, and you don't convert between them. Like no one converts between feet and miles. You don't do that.
True.
It's like honestly, if anything, the one thing that I feel like is really a problem with U.S. customary units is when it's used in some of the units of volume. In particular, has problems. Like units of volume, definitely metric is better. Milliliters and liters, generally just better than gallons and cups and teaspoons and all that nonsense.
A cuppa.
But other than that, the other thing they mentioned is like how people are like, oh, but all the imperial system units are arbitrary. You're saying metric isn't? Oh yeah, but metric's defined as that. So?
Ah!
Yeah, it's defined as that. You could define it as anything relative to that. Hell, all the imperial units nowadays are defined relative to metric. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, other news. It is the 20th. Recently, we had the 20th anniversary of the Killdozer incident.
Huh? I don't like where this is going.
Are you not familiar with the Killdozer incident?
No.
Bolt, have you heard of this?
Nope.
Alright, so what this was is it was an incident in I'm going to the Wikipedia page. Yeah. So this was in 2004. This was an incident involving a man by the name of Marvin Heemeyer, who basically got fucked over by the city government and whatever, and basically did something ridiculous where he had a bulldozer, and he basically converted it into a tank and ran around his town in Colorado, demolishing various city buildings from people he felt had done him wrong. Because basically, he owned like a muffler repair shop with an access road, and then the city zoned something. I think it was a concrete plant or whatever. And basically got rid of that access road. Then he's like, can I have a new access road? And they're like, no. He's like, I went and bought all the equipment to do it. Just give me permission to build it. I'll build it myself. And they're like, no. And he's like, fuck you guys then. Proceed to build basically a homemade tank out of a bulldozer. And went and rampage throughout the town, demolishing buildings. And it's like, the police are like, the fuck do we do?
What do we do, Lord?
A foot-thick concrete and steel armor around the entirety of the bulldozer.
Mm-hmm.
Like foot-thick bulletproof acrylic around cameras he was using to see out of it. Just rampaging around. Blah blah blah. It's here we go. Here is a picture from Wikipedia of the Killdozer, as it has been dubbed. No one was ultimately hurt in this. He just fucked shit up. And he is kind of in the realm of like, on the one hand, yeah, he fucked shit up, but at the same time, basically the consensus on the internet is based. He was ultimately stopped after the engine started having problems, and one of his tracks fell through the top of a basement in a building he was demolishing. He got stuck, and he ultimately took his own life. And the police then standing around the Killdozer for a while, trying to figure out, all right, how the fuck do we get into this thing? It took like a day to figure it out, and eventually they had to get like an arc welder to come in and cut a hole into the machine. It's a very interesting story that I'm not in a position to effectively explain. A very good recounting of this is if you go on YouTube and look up Tales from the Bottle Killdozer. Yeah. From the YouTube channel QXIR. Yeah. It's shenaniganery, but it's the 20th anniversary of that, and it's the meme is the parody of the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, which is the Killdozer on it, and it says "Tread on them." Anyway, moving on. It's also recently the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Ah yes, the most important day in the history.
It's up there at least. When America, Britain, Canada, and a whole bunch of the Foreign Legion exiles from across Europe showed up on the beaches of France and told Germany to pound sand.
Eat my dust.
Yeah. We showed up and we wrecked shit and saved the day. PrimoVictoria.mp3.
America, fuck yeah.
America, fuck yeah.
So, me.
Britain was there, Canada was there. Hold on, let me see if I can find the list of all the, like, minor...
Well, while you're doing that, Bolt, what kind of party games have you...
Alright. Included forces from Australia, Belgium, Czechoslovakia, Denmark, France, Greece, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, and Poland.
Okay, that's way more countries than I thought it would be.
Yeah, as well as the United States, the UK, and Canada. So yeah, everyone a part of this podcast except for Jimmy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Spain was smart enough to sit that minor human disagreement out.
Yeah, because we had our own little human disagreement
Yeah.
first, and
You had a leader who was smart enough to realize his country was not ready to partake in World War, unlike Mussolini.
also Russia.
Well, Russia didn't really have a choice in the matter.
Fair enough. Where was I? Right. So we still haven't let Bolt didn't get to tell the quirky games that he has found.
All right.
Game that I found. Well, it was a little while ago, but I recently started really playing it. It's called Backpack Hero. It is basically a roguelike, where you have to just run around from dungeon to dungeon and defeat enemies and whatnot. But what interests to me, really, is how the game handles the gameplay. As the title suggests, you have a magic backpack. And yes, items have different shapes and sizes, so you have to make sure to mix and match to make sure everything fits that you want to use.
You know what? You know what that immediately. Sorry, Bolt. You know what that immediately reminds me of?
What?
Have you guys have played or at least heard of Resident Evil 4, right?
Yeah,
Heard of
I
Resident
know the
Evil.
game by name.
So, RE4, you had a suitcase and you had to basically Tetris your way into for your items so they would fit in the suitcase. I was just thinking about it. It's like that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, I can
like
see that.
Or like the latest like survival shooters like Escape from Tarkov and all that mubba jabba. Which, boy, Escape from Tarkov has had a little bit of controversy that I don't really feel like talking about because it's not a game I play, so I don't think like I have the authority enough to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks like a between World War One and World War Two tank, like concept meep.
The Killdozer?
Yes.
Yeah, kinda.
Is there anything else left?
Do you not have any more games, Bolt? I don't mean like right now.
Only the one recent one is Backpack Hero that I really got myself into. That's really the only one.
I have, okay, they're not quirky little games, but for me there are a couple games that were either like discovered from YouTube or from friends that I hunted for years, which I now own both of them. I'm expecting either I've heard of this game or I know this game reaction type. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time and Pokemon Battle Revolution.
Battle Revolution's great.
I
Battle
most certainly know
Revolution's
those two games. Most certainly.
So the story behind, I would also include Bowser's Inside Story, but Bowser's Inside Story wasn't like Partners in Time that I had to wait like years to get. I think I got it like Christmas 2009. My copy of Bowser's Inside Story, but let's start with Partners in Time, which was the first one that I got.
Yeah.
Be Me 2013, browsing YouTube. This was the era where Let's Plays was all the rage, and God, I wish it was again. I wish simpler times where you could just hop in and watch funny edited videos about video games. Anyway, before I ramble off, I find a Let's Play from I assume, I'm not sure, but probably South American YouTuber about Partners Inside, Bowser's Inside Story and Partners in Time, and I watched both, and I was like, ooh, I want to play these games. Soon after, I get Bowser's Inside Story. And then the spiral for the search for Partners in Time began. Did I say Partners in Time for the other one? What did I say about Inside Story went first? And Be Me, 20. I think it was like 2009 actually, not 2013. Be Me, 2015. Pretty sure I had the new 3DS when I found this game. Be Me, 2015, in a shopping mall with a game store in it. It's just called Game. I think it's like GameStop, but the European version of GameStop. Enters said store. Usual browsing for secondhand games, trying to find it. Finds the game. Asks the clerk, hey, can I take the box outside for a moment? I need to show this because I've been looking for this game for a long time. They're like, sure. Me, run to my mom. Mom, please, can you buy me this game? Please, 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 please. I've been looking for this game for years. She's like, okay. And she bought it. $20, well spent. Let me tell you, I really like that game. Alright, now, let's go back in time again for the game that I've been looking for way longer. Be Me, 2009. Have a Wii. Have friend with Pokemon Battle Revolution. Friend lends me a Battle Revolution for a long time. Play the game. Love the game. Dances like an idiot when the Magma Glyceum thing pops in. Eventually has to give game back to friend. Sad. Started looking for game. Be Me, 2021. I'm hanging out with some people from school, from one of my grades that I didn't finish, the programmer grade. I'm just looking around this second-hand store. Like, have you guys heard of Cash Converter?
That's what I
No.
have.
Okay, so it's basically a pawn shop. It's basically a pawn shop. But it's like there's a lot of them scattered throughout the country. I thought this would be more international, but I guess not. Finds copy of Pokemon Battle Revolution for $20. Stares at it longingly, thinking. Sounds like, hey dude, you don't need to buy that. You could probably pirate that. I'm like, no, I need this. Buys the game. The Wii doesn't work anymore, so I can't read discs. Well, I can't read. The Wii works, but it can't read discs. That friend's house has a Wii that can read discs. Tries the disc. It works. Yeah, buddy.
So then you have to fix your Wii.
I still haven't fixed my Wii.
Aw.
I like once I get like an actual job and money, I might try to find a way to fix it because like the Wii itself works. It's just that the disc screen doesn't. You know?
Yeah.
Also, a lot of like the games that I've been playing the most lately have been games that I've like a lot of games that I've been playing lately that are like more one single player have been either me just fucking around and finding out with totally real DS games, or me just scrolling through YouTube and just going through a downward spiral of video games until I find one. For example, Indigo Park. Well, Indigo Park is more like I saw the raccoon in Twitter. People being horny over it because, of course, who's surprised? Nobody.
Twitter.
The surprise of absolutely nobody. It's Twitter. It's the furries. It's a cute furry raccoon. AI. And then comes the latest game of the quirky little games that I've found perusing through the internet. Note, by the way, it's free and it's on Steam. It's called the Wear Cleaner. Do you guys want to hear about it?
Guys.
Okay, so here's the premise. You are a janitor of a company, and your job is to clean the floors of the company during work hours. But you are a werewolf. And the company sends you a funny little letter telling you that you have to work overnight. And well, your job is to clean the floors of the offices and not kill your coworkers. It's a stealth comedy cleaning game, which again is free on Steam. and it has very cute, low poly, very chibi art style, and is very cute and and the werewolf is very cute. When the transformation happens, the cutscene transformation, you can see like the tail's wagging and like he has a little blip, like the tongue out. It's very cute. But yeah, like other
blip.
a lot of games that I've found that I've played have been through YouTube. Like so many games. And the funny part is, a lot of them isn't even like me looking specifically for them. It's just me coming across them, just doing the search. I think the way that I came across Terraria was, at that time I was still playing the demo for Minecraft. And I was just looking around and I found, you know, Terraria. Oh, it's, people said that it was very similar to Minecraft, 2D Minecraft, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I mean, I think I bought it on sale, too. I was like, well, I mean, it's worth giving it a shot. That's definitely not my most played game in Steam. No. I definitely didn't do a school project in Terraria. No.
Couldn't be you.
I actually did, though. And I also did a project in Minecraft. I think I've talked about this before, too. Hi, Lover. But yeah, I've been... Like, I've played this game a lot. I've played this game modded a lot. And something that I find really funny and also kind of frustrating is when I play multiplayer with other people, especially modded, which, you know, sometimes these mods aren't super optimized for multiplayer. It's just how much they complain about the boss AIs. And it's just like, bruh, you're the one that keeps dying. If I don't die, usually, this is especially more true when I, you know, had the shitty PC. Maybe it's a skill issue. Maybe, just maybe. It's
sure sounds like it.
Maybe you just need to get better at dodging, but especially consider like I still remember, like I've told this to Kay and it's like, why should I move? I'm like, bitch! Like the entirety of this game boss fight says dodge and hit. Like you dodge the patterns, you hit them while they're doing their patterns. It's like a lot of these bosses, especially modded, are basically just bullet hells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, hey, perfect. Sorry, I was just doing some measurements.
Counting.
Yeah, I was doing some measurements. Look, I'm trying to build housings and I need to do pixel measurements, so I have to go really slowly for these kinds of things. But yeah, currently I think it's all in the idea box. Is there anything we're missing? Me?
I don't think there's anything we missed now.
We'll leave the Amogus show maybe for Carby to be next week, or if not, the week after. Because I know they really wanted to, like, they really knew more about this. Yeah, I think that's it. Is there anything that we didn't put in the idea box that you guys want to chit-chat about? Anything that you've been perusing today, or a couple, or these days?
I just found a video of someone posted on Twitter. Quote, I'm at the mall and there's a squirrel water skiing. America truly is the land of opportunity.
Hell yeah. Like, okay, the amount of times that it's like, oh, guys will see this and think, hell yeah. Which I really find funny, because a lot of times you find these videos because they're trying to mock guys, because, you know, we enjoy the simple things in life, I guess. And the times that I look at it, like, yeah, why wouldn't you say hell yeah? You know? It's just like, bruh. Oh my god. Okay, no. Okay. I know, I'm pretty sure both of you are going to cringe and ask why when I tell you this, but this morning I went to YouTube Shorts for just a moment. I heard the most ridiculous story ever. Someone went to euthanize their cat, you know, a carnivorous animal, for eating a hamster, because they made him vegan.
Cringe.
Like,
why? Indeed.
It's not okay like, if you want to be vegan, if you want to not eat meat, for whatever reason you want to deprive yourself of the tastiest thing in the world, which is meat. Look, there's a lot of meat, and a lot of them is really good. Well, good for you! But don't force it on animals, specifically animals that are more coded to be carnivorous than vegetarian. It's like, if you, it's like, okay, I'm gonna put this in a more ridiculous way because I saw a comment like this. It's like having to euthanize a carnivorous cow for eating grass. Like, if you saw a cow eating grass, you would think, okay, yeah, that's how that works. But imagine if the owner's like, no, he's supposed to be no, that's biology. Hello, like, huh?
You know what that reminds me of?
Go ahead.
A certain person who is also a vegan who feeds their dog only.
Oh, don't get me started. Like,
You know
what
exactly
you're doing
what I'm
there,
talking about,
Put
right,
that
Jimmy?
on the record as animal abuse.
Who are you talking about?
Don't tell me you don't know about that vegan teacher. Don't tell me you don't know about them.
No.
Oh wow.
Tell me
long
more.
story short, they are quite literally a Karen of sorts.
Oh boy, here we go.
To the point where they made let's just say that she did an adult joke to someone who at the time was a minor. And here's the thing, it was not direct, but people were like, yeah, it's basically something like that. No. That's just not what you do. I think I can just, I think if I can just, I'm just gonna search the joke that she made, and I will send it to you privately, Jimmy, because I think it's not good if you were to send it on the thing.
It feels like, okay, just, I know this is gonna sound really stupid, but it feels like slowly but surely society is just starting to become stupider.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it as in, you know, what usually, like, people that are really mean say, like, oh, ADHD and shit, like, no, like, the general, like, perception of intelligence in people, it feels like it's going down a fucking spiral of just, I feel like my brain cells are melting.
Well, the reason is the internet. It makes all the stupid people louder.
Which, surprisingly, or to the dismay of
Makes them
everyone,
harder to ignore.
it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's because think about how stupid the average person is. Remember, half of them are stupider.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Because that's how average works.
My God.
But to wrap it up, we actually weren't gonna have the Ukraine-Russia segment this week because I didn't see anything interesting. Until good news!
Oh boy, what happened?
Ukraine has officially claimed a successful strike against a Russian Su-57 felon, which is Russia's quote-unquote stealth fighter.
Yippee.
Which Ukraine figured out where one of them was airbased and managed to strike it while it was on the ground. So it's not a shoot down.
I mean, it's still very clever.
But they managed to get multiple. There's multiple visible strike locations of where they either drone struck it or artillery struck it or HIMARS struck it or cruise missiles. They struck it on the ground because it was just sitting out. It wasn't even in a hangar. It was just outside.
Right.
Just on the ground, and they hit it. And Lamau.
Wow.
I mean, Ukraine's had some other strikes they've been pulling off recently, but nothing super interesting. It was just like they hit some logistical points. They hit the other big thing they hit is they hit a airfield in the Caucasus that was used for, that was like a major center for like Russian airlift for like air supply.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been doing some stuff. The big thing is they're kind of Russia's big push they've been doing has kind of been stalled and stopped, and we're basically more or less in a holding pattern until the F-16s show up and start doing sorties, at which point Russia's gonna be in big trouble. Like there's predictions that one of the things Ukraine's gonna do is use them to just completely demolish the Kerch Strait Bridge. They might do that, they might not, who knows. But the point is that's gonna be the next big development is when those show up. And Russia is continuing to lose its shit over it, and yeah. I haven't seen anything particularly of note come out of the Middle East. Oh wait, there was one other thing in the idea box I just remembered that we completely glossed over. The from X, also known as Twitter. New. Chinese officials forced to apologize after a hiker discovers a secret water pipe feeding China's tallest waterfall.
Bruh. You know what I mean? Just bruh.
Bruh. Average Chinese grift. I don't think there's
Chinese! Damn you, Chinese!
I mean, there's been lots of talk over the flabby felon and the aftermath of his court stuff. Let's see. I'm just going on my news article now to see if there's anything. Apparently, in Phoenix, Arizona, a peacock got loose and was wandering around. Blah blah. Blah blah.
Just memes, casual blah blah blah. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
Disneyland employee dies after falling off golf cart at theme park.
Oof. Wait, what? How do you...
I don't know.
How do you die falling off a golf cart? They're not particularly tall.
I don't know.
Were they speeding?
I'm just scrolling.
Fair enough.
Oh, good news. Good boy dog travels 4 miles to find help after owner's truck plunges off cliff in Oregon.
Oh, hey, Oregon.
Good dog.
Good dog. Good doggy. Like the meme of like the good dog is like fucking... Have you guys... I think it's on like Thero's channel. It's like fucking Seno petting Amaterasu, and then it just kind of squishes Amaterasu. Good dog. Good doggy. Yeah, that is a pog move. All right. It's like I kind of want to finish the house before we finish the stream, so I'm trying to build as fast as I can.
New York governor defends blocking a plan that would toll Manhattan drivers to pay for subway repairs.
Wait, what?
So apparently New York had a plan that would put a toll on driving on the island of Manhattan to help fund repairs for the New York subway system. And the New York governor blocked it.
So cringe.
Yes. New York governor being cringe.
Well,
Virgin Galactic did its first spaceflight. Cool.
Who?
Space tourism company.
Ah. Space! Do we know anything about Titanic too? Electric Boogaloo?
That one is another billionaire who owns a submersible company is gonna do tours to the Titanic to prove that it's safe because Ocean Gate was just a piece of shit. Because it was.
Because it was, yeah. No, but like, did we get any news from it that it imploded itself? Was it using a third party
No.
fucking Logitech controller?
Oh yeah, the actual Ocean Gate sub.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot after that.
No, I know that, but I was like, is there anything that I was just parroting the actual?
Hasn't been
Ocean Gate.
anything more new on it because that's just kind of people moved on.
There wasn't any no blowing up, no funny explosion to laugh at and point at the rich people and be like, haha.
Something out of the Middle East. Apparently, Israel did an airstrike on a school.
God fucking damn it.
Wonderful.
This is why we can't have nice things.
That whole thing's a mess.
Yeah. The Middle East has been a mess for like a while.
Yep.
I think I talked to my dad a while ago, and it's like, there's like, especially America tends to like try to put people as like the good guys and the bad guys, and like some of these conflicts have been there for centuries.
Yeah.
And it's like it's too great to actually put a line, but America does it anyway because it's fucking America. So why wouldn't it?
America has to be the good guys. Oh, here's one. The UN says more aquatic animals were farmed than fished in 2022. First time in history that is the case.
What does that mean?
Like fishery farms
See, yeah.
produced more fish than were produced by like wild caught.
Oh, is that good or bad?
Debatable.
Understandable for a nice day. Because it can mean one of two things. A, the fish farms are working really well, or B, there's starting to be a shortage of animals.
Yeah. Then there's all the question whether or not that's even good to like do the farming of them. I don't know. It's a whole big nonsense. Apparently something in Norway is going up against Elon Musk Tesla Pay as well. Let's go.
Who?
Some Norway wealth fund.
Huh?
I don't know.
Norway. Just the answer be Norway. By the way, chat, we do have.
Oh, actually, here's a story. India's elections.
Oh.
India had their national elections recently, which is the largest democratic elections in the world because India is the world's largest democracy and the world's most populous country. They have overtaken China.
What? Damn. China
yeah.
L. Sorry.
Yeah, common China L. And the big news out of India. So first of all, India's elections are actually kind of based because by law they have to have a polling station within 2 miles of every single voter.
In what?
Which means they unironically have people go out and trek out polling stations to make sure individual voters have a polling station. They go to like one person.
Damn.
Because India goes out of its way to make sure everyone has the opportunity to vote.
Yeah, makes sense.
And the big news out of India is the ruling party that the prime minister has. They won they won the election again, being the largest party in office still. So their prime minister is getting his third term.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is their first time in a long time that they do not have an outright majority. So they will need to govern by coalition.
I see.
Which might do something to try and rein them in, because the predominant ruling party in India for a long time has been a Hindu nationalist party.
Which...
Who, among other things, has been trying to basically change India from a secular state to a Hindu state, religious state.
Mm-hmm.
And has notably been, especially in this last election, very vocally Islamophobic against the Islamic minority in India, which, for context on the scale we're talking about, the Islamic minority in India is 2/3 the population of America.
Jesus. Actually, no, Allah would be, right?
Yes. Prophet Muhammad. Though Islam is even more upsetty over taking the Lord's name in vain and the Prophet's name in vain than the Christians are. Because the Christians are like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Meanwhile, especially the extreme parts of Islam are like, oh, South Park wanted to make a joke over the fact that we get really upset when people do this. We're gonna call in bomb threats over this. The whole South Park controversy over like them being like not even like that much of a joke. They're like, oh, the Prophet Muhammad has the power that no one can make fun of him, and that was a whole controversy because Islam's got a whole thing about idols and not actually depicting the Prophet Muhammad and so on and so forth, and it's a whole mess. Honestly, religion's a mess in general.
Always has been,
but,
always will be.
Yeah. Islam is known for having a lot of very violent extremists, especially in recent decades.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like other religions haven't had that. Crusades. But...
Oh, wait, hold on. Wouldn't the KKK also count for that?
Really? Because the difference with the KKK is it was very explicitly racism as opposed to religious. The Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition,
No, it expects
the
the Spanish
various
Inquisition.
Islamic Spanish, whereas like it's very specifically they're using their religion to persecute members of other religion, whereas the KKK is being like, no, you're racism, black people cringe.
Even though they kind of chilled, though.
Yeah, it's just, they're racists. What are you gonna do? Versus where it's the religious extremists.
Mm-hmm.
They're different kinds of people being assholes for made up reasons. But yeah. The other thing that is apparently the ruling party in India has like adopted like the bulldozer as like a symbol of like Hindu nationalism, because apparently there's been a thing of like bulldozing quote unquote illegal buildings that are all owned by Muslims.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. And it's like they've got like full on music videos of it and everything. It's like I like because John Oliver did a segment on it, and I'm like looking at it like, damn, I didn't realize bulldozers in India were actually front end loaders. Because they're not even bulldozers. They're different construction vehicles. They're not actually bulldozers.
That's
Like,
funny.
come on, guys.
That's funny. That's funny. That's actually kind of funny. It's like they're using the wrong faking equipment.
It's the wrong construction vehicle.
Oh.
I can already hear me breathe.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, honestly, I don't actually care. It's kind of like the funny overreaction. Actually.
Fair enough.
Actually.
Like, let's be real. No one cares. No one cares that it's the wrong construction vehicle.
True.
But it's more the fact that, you're doing some very questionable things with it, India. Calm down, please.
Or America will come in with freedom.
No.
Sad.
No, because the thing is with India and geopolitics is, particularly when it comes to the US, on the one hand, India really doesn't like China.
Ah.
On the other hand, they're kind of chill with Russia. On the other hand, they really don't like Iran.
But on the other hand,
America and India is kind of awkward. Like, they're not friends, but they're not.
enemies.
They don't. They're kind of like wiffle waffle neutral on each other. Like, they want to work together, but at the same time they've got some grievances on some stuff, and they've got some. It's part of America's problem with it is, if we're being completely honest, America is global superpower, and they're kind of upset that India isn't in their sphere. India is off doing their own thing, and as in America empire.
More freedom.
It's because India's generally been. They've not been like. They're not really pro-Russia, but they've been Russia-friendly, is how I would put it, for a long while.
Mhm.
Like, India's aircraft carrier that they have is one they bought off Russia, that Russia grifted the shit out of them for.
What does grifting mean?
They scammed India.
Bruh.
It's like the amount India ended up paying for it by the time it was all done was like triple the amount the original deal was worth, and it's like, and freaking like the American shipyard's like, we could just about make you a super carrier for that much, instead of an old Soviet vintage piece of junk. But yeah. India is also notable for they've been doing a lot of work on developing thorium nuclear reactors, thorium-fueled reactors. Because India has a lot of thorium, apparently.
I see.
Which, if you're not familiar with thorium, is a radioactive element 2 steps over from uranium that is just, honestly, just better for reactor fuel. Because it is just better for it. It's a little more complex to work with, but it's just better. It's even safer than uranium reactors. It's far more abundant. You don't need to enrich it. It can't be used to make nuclear weapons. It's just better. That and the prevailing design that's been worked on for thorium reactors are physically incapable of suffering a nuclear meltdown.
Oh.
Because the predominant reactor for thorium, predominant design for thorium reactors is what's known as the thorium salt reactor, where basically they have a thorium salt, a compound that is molten, which is the way thorium reactors work. Is they need to have a different element in there to kind of help thorium do the reaction, because thorium cannot sustain a reaction on its own, unlike uranium. So they get like a small bit of plutonium in there to keep it going, and it produces. And basically, the reason it's meltdown proof is at the bottom of the tank that's holding thorium salt, they have a plug that has a lower melting point than the rest of the tank. And if something goes wrong and it has a runaway heating, the plug melts and all the molten thorium salt drains out the bottom, away from the plutonium. And since thorium can't maintain the reaction on its own, it'll start cooling down and be done. So it's an automatic fail-safe turn itself off, which you can't do with uranium, which is how you get things like Chernobyl. Then again, half of Chernobyl was also the Soviet Union were fucking idiots and cheapos and designed it bad. It's closer to, it's more like how you get 3 Mile Island, which wasn't even that bad, but scared the shit out of people. But yeah. Unless either of you have anything else to ramble on about,
I don't think so.
I feel like
I don't.
it's a good place to call it. We'll be back on twitch.tv/MinaRaichu for too long for PMD&D. I'm hungry. I want to go get lunch.
Honestly, kind of mood.
So,
Go
does
get the
anyone have a
stuff.
guide the raid they want to slap down?
Doesn't look like it. If not, any one of you two want to raid anyone? Or check if there's anyone live?
I don't.
No, none of the people I have followed are online.
Okay.
Edge.
Right, well, let's check who's live on twitch.tv.com. I don't know.
Twitch.tv giving money to the nation of Tuvalu
True.
for use of their domain,
True.
which is unironically like 2/3 of Tuvalu's GDP
I find that very funny.
is selling the .tv top level domain. They got very lucky with that.
Oh! Guess who's playing?
Who?
Ryan.
Oh, yeah, Charmander Gaming.
Well, now known as Charmander SR, because Charmander speedrunning.
Speed. I am speed.
I am speed.
Those are their dinosaurs, I guess.
Everyone, when we show up in the chat, we all put speed. I am speed.
Alright. Yep, okay. Ready to go.
For the funny.
I'll see you later with, oh my god. How long have we... Oh my god. I've streamed for... Jesus Christ. I've been streaming for 27 hours in 1 weekend.
You've done so much streaming, Jimmy. After PMD&D, go to sleep.
Maybe I'll stream more. I'm joking. I am joking.
Go to bed.
Go.
Do self-care. I'm going to
this stuff.
redeem Sticky before we go.
I've already taken showers. Why do I have 219 followers, but there it says 221? Twitch, make sense of yourself, please. That's not even a third-party follower goal thing. That's an actual Twitch follower goal thingy.
Bezos was...
Oh, he's currently taking a break.
Still.
Anyway, bye-bye.
See you around.
Hasta la pasta vai con queso.
No thanks for the fish.
Alright, and...